Hey there, this is Demitri. I'm with the Demitri team. We are a team of realtors covering the whole state of Florida. You can see that we are, like I said, we're covering the whole state. Anyway, why am I coming to you? Because you had a house that was out on the internet. It was for sale. At some point, you took it off. Don't know whether it was an expired, whether you just decided to take it off the market. What happened. And we've noticed that it didn't really get sold. So we're reaching out to find out if you are still interested in selling your house. I realize you've probably been hammered by realtors looking to list your house, all with a pitch about how they have buyers. The one thing that we have had in, kind of across the board of people that we've talked to, it's kind of three common things. One, when they had it listed, they saw the realtor when they first got it, and then they barely, if at all, heard from the realtor again during their whole listing period. For those that did want to cancel or withdraw their listing, they did that, but the realtor then held them hostage with their listing, saying, "Hey, it doesn't expire until December 31st. So if you sell the house, no matter how it gets sold, I get paid." There actually is a clause in the contract that says that, and I'm going to have another video that you can actually understand the listing agreement, so you have a little better grip. So whether you list with us or you list with somebody else, you're going to have some knowledge about that area. So the next thing that people have told us is that, hey, we didn't see really any marketing. There was no sign in our yard, no open house. We didn't really see anything happening. We had very limited showings, no communication. So all of those things have made many people just go, "I give up," and I'm really sorry for that. That's an unfortunate thing. I've also noticed that a lot of times the marketing for the homes is not up to par, meaning they came with their cell phone and took a picture, or if they brought a professional photographer, they didn't really bring a good professional photographer. It's not framed right. The angle looks at it and it's like, yeah, that's not really the greatest view of the house. The pictures are small. There might be shadows, bad lighting. All of that stuff is in there. There's not virtual 3D tours. And in fact, actually, if you look at it, most of the people that find a house are looking on the internet, and they're looking a lot of times after hours. It's after work. They're sitting there. The kids have gone to bed. They're now like, "Hey, I got to do something. It's 9, 10 o'clock." They're looking at, how can I get there? So what they're really looking for is more of a digital presence of being able to find that house, whether they're searching out here on Facebook, and I'll show you a couple of things here, whether they're searching on sorry about that. Whether they're searching on Facebook or just putting in a simple Google search. A lot of professionals who are moving to cities, they'll look within LinkedIn as well, because that's where, as far as their job, hey, I need some information about city such and such. I'm looking for a house, so being able to find information that way, and having dedicated pages, for instance. So if they found a house, just as an example, here's a house that we did in Waxahachie. This house is, this is a dedicated page for this house. So if you look at it, it's, based on its address. And then we've got the photo gallery of the house. So if we go to that, we got all the photos, and you can certainly go back and forth between all these photos. They're all, nice. They're small on this because that's just how that insert is on this page, but they can go out to full screen, of course. And then you have the 3D walkthrough, where we do the 3D walkthrough, and with that walkthrough allows somebody to literally go through the house. So they're able to go, "Hey, I want to go to the front door." Great, I'm at the front door. Well, now I want to go in the foyer. I want to see that. I'd like to look around and look 3D. Let me look up at the ceiling and the floor. They can literally pan and zoom. In fact, they want to, sorry, that took me up. They can pan and zoom in through all this. Jump to the living room, of course. You can look at that. So this makes it a lot easier for somebody to get through the house. Like I said, 10, 11. Shoot, we've actually had people look at 3 a.m. in the morning at homes. So that is a piece that we do when we list your house. We actually do a dedicated web page for that. We do videos as well, as far as explaining the page. I know you've also heard that, as far as the market, and what I will tell you is the news simply drives people's information on the market. And regardless of what the news wants to tell us, what the fear is, what the excitement is, no matter what it is, the, there's always a kind of a consistent up and down in sales, because no matter what's going on, life happens for people, right? They People need to sell, people need to buy. A whole bunch of reasons as to why they go in there, but it always happens, and so there's always this consistent. So Florida Realtors put through together this piece on closed sales. How many houses sold? They went back 2018 to 2022. You got it by quarter. You can see on average 60,000 homes a quarter are sold, regardless of what's going on in the world. Sometimes it's a little more. Actually, I don't think ever less. So that's kind of the floor at 60,000. Sometimes it's gone like up to 100,000 in a quarter. So quarter two of 2021, everybody worried from the pandemic. Man, I can leave New York, New Jersey. I can leave all the places where I'm locked down. I can make it to Florida, and I can work from home. So let me be in a great place to live. So we saw such a huge number of people come in. That's now declining. Again, we're still declining, and we're going to continue to decline. And the reason for that is, like I said, what's going on out in the world? Well, interest rates have gone up, and people's incomes have not. So somebody that could qualify for a $600,000 mortgage now can only qualify for a $400,000 mortgage, and the prices of homes that they're going to most likely want to buy haven't adjusted yet to work with that. We're still on the high because of what people were spending for houses. That it will continue as well, because there are some people with cash that are coming from the north. They're coming from areas that have a lot of cash, so we're going to see that kind of slowly adjust. That's just how it works. You're also wondering, and you should actually wonder this. Maybe you're not wondering this. But we had a great question from one of the people that we did a listing for. That question was, hey, if you are going to sell my house, it's great you're going to sell it and you're going to list it, but do you actually work with buyers? Do you really work with people that are looking for a house? Do you work with buyers? And our answer to that is yes, which is unusual, because most agents who list, that's all they do. They do the listing side, and then there's agents that just do the buyer's side. Something to know in our industry, there's a case, it's a class action suit coming up to be heard in February of next year, which could change our industry tremendously. Right now, as a seller, you typically pay, let's say you pay me my 6%, typically I keep 3 of that, and 3 of that goes to the buyer's agent. There's a class action suit that will change that, because that requirement is really part of the MLS boards that allow us to put that listing up and advertise it out on the internet through the MLS. And with that change, if that does happen, the seller will no longer be required to pay that money, and which is where it is today. It's just been kind of like the industry standard. It's been 100 years plus. It's just like, hey, that's the way we've always done it, so we're going to do it. And now that has been challenged as being unfair, and most likely will come out and may make a dramatic change. So anybody that is working just with sellers or just with buyers, probably going to have a hard time. We are working with both. We have been working with both. In fact, I'll show you. Let's see, right here. We're going to go. Oh no, this one. I want to show you my, my Zillow Premier Agent. We're a team within Zillow, so 62 homes sold. Most of these were buyers that we found a home for. Some of these were our listings that we found a buyer for as well. So we definitely are working with buyers. And working with buyers, let me come back to that. Actually, let me show you one other thing. I do a lot of YouTube videos for buyers, and those videos are helping them understand their process. Why should they use me? How do they search? What does it mean, proof of funds? What do you do about a mortgage and appraisal? So I have this whole list. There's actually 12 videos in this series, in this playlist on YouTube for them. And we do routine marketing out to them to tell them about it and get them looking at this. But this gets people prepared for buying a house, so that we can, just like this video here is preparing you to work with me to sell your house. We do these videos. Let's see, let's talk about the next thing, target marketing. So right now, we would look at your house and we would figure out who is going to be the likely, candidates to buy your house. Is it a single individual? Is it a couple? Do they have kids? Do they have pets? What are the ages? We kind of look at what's the income. So, for instance, if your house is a $1.5 million house, well, now we probably have a certain income that we've got to be at that or higher. So we don't want to market to people that make 60, 70, $80,000 because they might love the house, but there's no way they're going to afford it, right? We need to market to people that are making, $250,000 and higher. We utilize target marketing to get that demographic and to actually market your house to them directly. We have three sets of buyers. Like I said, in our pool, we've got investors who are looking to add to their rental portfolio. There is criteria that the house has to meet for them for it to make sense. Then we have buyers that we've been talking to for the last 5 years that are in our database, and we, have actually had conversations with. We ongoingly communicate with them, whether it's through, a monthly email or a text. Every so often we send them listings. A lot of times, something comes on, like your house, you decide to list with us. For the buyers that it's going to match, we're going to send that listing off to them. Hey, this hit the market. Is the time right now? Do you like this house? Do you want more information? And we get that going. The last group is, like I said, the demographic that we're going to go to. That ongoing buyer list for us is about 5,500 people in our database. When we do the target marketing, we're typically at 10, sometimes 50,000 people that we are targeting to be able to look at your house. It sort of depends on whether it makes sense to market your house outside of Florida or not, or just in Florida and within the neighborhoods. People that want to move up, somebody that's a renter that wants to now buy a house, somebody that's in a smaller house that wants a little bit bigger house. Their kids are getting older, so all depends on where we're going to go. The biggest point that I'm trying to make for you is that our piece isn't just to list your house. Our reason to work with us is because we're going to get your house sold. That's what our goal is. That's what all of our activities are about. That's what all of our history has been about. And we would greatly enjoy an opportunity to speak with you further and see how we could work together. I'd like to start out with a Zoom call. If that's good with you, we can start with that and then progress. If it works great from there, progress, come out and take a look at your house. And if we get started, we're going to get the professional pictures all done. That's the other thing. You want to get your house sold, make sure, whether I already know if you use us, it's going to happen. No matter who you use, you want professional photos. You want those photos to look terrific, where everything's framed nicely. In other words, it's from the best view. If I'm going to shoot the living room, I want to see the living room from the best angle. The other thing you want 3D. You don't want this glorified where they just took still pictures and like zoomed in and out and all that. You actually want either a Zillow 3D or a Matterport 3D, one of those two, so that people can actually sit in their living room chair, be on their laptop, maybe do it even on their TV, grab that video and walk through your house as well as walk through the outside. So it needs to be able to show the backyard, front yard, the two side yards, show the inside of the garage, show, all of those things so somebody can look at it and go, yeah, I really like this house. I want to do it. Realize that a good percentage of the people that are coming to buy your house, a lot of those people are not in Florida or not in your city. They're away from here, so the better the information can be that they can have to make a decision before they figure out, well, man, do I want to get in the car or do I want to schedule a flight, that they actually can look at a house and have a great idea whether, yeah, that's the one. In a lot of cases, I've had 5 different times where the person never physically saw the house until the inspection. We did an offer, got it accepted, put it under contract, and then during the inspection time, which is typically a 10-day inspection window, they actually flew into town, looked at the house at the same time as the inspector, decided they actually did love it, and they moved forward and purchased the house. But that's the power of using the videos and the type of marketing that we use and the communication that we use with people, is to make opportunities like that happen. All right. Anyway, select that Zoom call. Let's get together and talk and see if we can't get your house sold. I hope you have a terrific day.